which is reinvention is happening across industry. Banking is now fintech. Food is food tech. Retail, of course, is now retail tech and e-commerce. Every industry is reinventing, and often it's the management and sort of worker layers that are left behind because they feel that they haven't been able to keep up with the company's new direction. And often people find themselves high and dry in the middle of a very successful career. So when is a good time to think about your personal brand?
Well, I think the best time to think about your personal brand is before you feel the need to reinvent yourself. And I'd say it's never too early, honestly. And to be honest, none of us needs to even use those words, personal branding. But I think it's really asking those questions. It's really asking questions about, hey, what am I passionate about? What are my unique skills? What's happening in the world around me that I can keep myself relevant, find the right fit? And what I realize is in the corporate world, a lot of people are hardwired to thinking of strengths and opportunity areas. That's hardwired in any organization, big or small. Every single year you sit down, you go to an interview. What are your strengths? That's part of our
Yeah.
lingo. I think what people sometimes miss is, what are you passionate about? What genuinely makes you get out of bed in the morning? People don't ask that question often enough. And the other thing people don't think about deliberately enough is what's happening around me. What's changing? Where can I best apply my strengths and passions to make an impact, be relevant? And, sometimes when people don't ask that, they chase someone else's definition of success.
Hmm.
You may be good at something, and a lot of other people like you may have a certain degree. So you assume I'm going to do a certain job or get into a certain field because that's using my strengths.
Hmm.
But when you combine that with what you're passionate about and what's happening in the world, you might actually find something which is a fit, or you might find an emerging area where you can actually shine, which may not be what everyone else is going to. And I think the earlier you ask those questions, when you're in school, when you're making a decision of what to study at college, when you're making a decision about where to start your career, I think the earlier you start asking those questions, chances are you'll be more fulfilled through the journey.
Completely agree. I'm connecting a few things you've said so far and reflecting on how I when I do interviews, you talked about mixing, that personal and work are not separate. And and you're I've heard the word passion come out from you very passionately. And I resonate with that. When I interview, I often ask people, all right, what are the things that you're interested in outside of work?
Yeah.
And it turns out people are, one, very shy about it. Two, many people are not quite even interested in things outside of work. And if I'm not sensing a spark, because if you don't have a burning fire anywhere in your life, like 360
Absolutely.
degrees, then perhaps that fire is not going to suddenly arrive at work, right? And of course, people from India often say movies or cricket, things I'm not passionate about. My question always is, well, tell me about movies. What is it that you're passionate
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
People are shallow, haven't explored their interests. And I agree with you. People who are passionate about not just one thing, but many things. Because that fire once
Absolutely.
lit, just burns everywhere.
Oh, you're so right. And, we both grew up in India, and I came from a very solidly middle class family. I'd say we teach kids to be smart, to be competent, to be competitive. What we sometimes miss out is we should teach them to be authentic. We should teach them to be passionate, because that's what really matters. At the end of the day, everyone's smart. None of us is an idiot. None of us is Einstein. Within a few degrees of freedom, we're all smart. We're all trying to do the best we can for ourselves and our families. I think ultimately what makes a difference is when you're being authentic to yourself, so you're finding the right fit, and when you're passionate. And for me, passion is contagious. When you engage with people and they see you engaging on any topic, whether it be work or family or a hobby, and you're just going through the motions, or you're doing stuff because you have to do it versus because you love doing it, that's what ultimately makes a difference.
Passion is absolutely contagious, and people like working with people that make their own passions come out.
Absolutely.